Hello everyone, Fabriello N here. Welcome to a new episode. It's a beautiful day here in London. It's raining since this morning. It's depressing, really depressing. So for this reason, I decided to do a video about new arrivals. And just forgive my voice. I got a little cough, so I'm not 100%, but I try to do my best. So again, forgive my sexy voice. And just received a bunch of movies, some games, a book, and just want to share with you guys and make some comments and share my opinions about this stuff. And just before starting, saying that I'm still waiting for a game, actually. It's the Game Boy Advance version of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and should be here in the mail like maybe tomorrow, probably Monday. We'll see, since the mail doesn't work Sunday, so it's. Anyways, still very excited about that, since it's been really ages since I played Final Fantasy 1. I have in Italy my NES copy of Final Fantasy 1. It's actually my first RPG. It's a long story, beautiful, beautiful story, but let's start with the actual arrivals, and we'll be starting with a book, actually, the only one from this occasion. And it's the classic Ian Fleming from Russia with Love, a 007 novel. Very interesting. It's great movie. We all know about that classic Sean Connery movie. It's probably one of the most famous 007 movies still out there. Great movie, by the way. One of the best 007 movies. There you go. And I'm really curious about the novel, actually, because I'm now, since Skyfall is coming, 26th of October here in London, I'm reading Goldfingers. I like deepen my knowledge in 007, since I saw quite, not all of movies, of course not, but quite a lot. So I'm not a huge 007 fan, but I like it. So they're really good action movies. Probably the main criticism is that they're not released, but novels and movies, of course, they're not. But they're still good action. Really, I like the character of James Bond, of course. You know, who doesn't? And all the gadgets, the cars, the girls, everything, the martinis. It's really, really cool character. Fleming created really an icon. And the novel Goldfinger for now, because I remember the movie was pretty good. I watched it many years ago, but still. Pretty remember it. Still remember the song, of course, Goldfinger. And the novel is good. I'm about, I probably missed like 100 pages, something like that. Reading now, so but it's good. And for this reason, I'm curious about From Russia with Love, since I believe it should be really good. Really curious about it. And just maybe this, sorry, and we'll see about it. Just. Excuse me. Let's move to games now. And first of all, let's move to this pretty thing for the Game Boy Advance, and it's Breath of Fire 2. And in a previous video, I was talking about Breath of Fire 1. It's again on Game Boy Advance, and originally released for the Super Nintendo. Breath of Fire 2 as well. And I'm really excited about this. I'm already playing this game. Like, for the moment it came in the mail, I just open it and start playing, because I'm a big Breath of Fire fan. And I just love the series. I almost finished Breath of Fire 1, and maybe I'm about half of this game, maybe a little less, but still I really want to play this. And I remember playing Breath of Fire 4, Breath of Fire 3, and with this, I have all Breath of Fire games before Breath of Fire 5, the Dragon Quartet, which is released only for the PlayStation 2. So, since I don't own a PlayStation 2, there's nothing I can do about that, for now at least. But I'm really glad, because I really like Breath of Fire as a franchise, so I can't wait to like maybe finish this one. And you know, as I told you before in another video about Breath of Fire 1, I'm almost at the end. I just have to face a fight against the Goddess tier, so the last boss. But it's really hard. Sooner or later I'm gonna finish. I'm quite confident about it. And let's move on. We got a PlayStation game now, PlayStation 1, since, as I told you, I don't own a PlayStation 2. And I'm quite curious about this. It's Legend of Alundra. Now, I don't know a lot about this game. From what I read mainly on the internet, it's supposed to be really good. And what I read on Retro Game magazine, it's mainly like a sort of Zelda kind of game. Um, so really curious about this. I really don't know what to say since I never heard about this game. Just read it back then, and then what was released? 1987, so it's pretty old now. But I read about it on magazines. So, but and they're talking about this in really good terms. So I'm really curious. So it's interesting also, like a Zelda kind of game on the PlayStation. Hmm, we'll see about that. It's a really interesting combination. So, but from what I read, again, it's supposed to be really good. The only thing I'm complaining about this game, because it's in really good condition. Like as you can see, there's everything like a map, um, the instruction manual, of course, hints and tips and cheats, the CD, of course. The only thing that it pissed me off a little is why they have to put this kind of thing. Is that necessary? Or if you have to, just put some stickers that are easy to remove. I try it and look at it's just worse than it. Just don't put shit like that on games. It's annoying. You don't want that, and it just ruined the game. But not the actual game, the card, the box of the game, and it's also a part of gaming collection and whatever. So pretty irritated by this, but still, the game is in excellent condition, so not really a big complaint. Moving on, another PlayStation game, and really interesting, I think, it's Darkstalkers 3, classic fighting game for the PlayStation. Now, everyone knows about Darkstalker, or at least have heard about it. Like, some of its characters are really famous, especially like as we covered Morrigan, others like Donovan, what's the name of the vampire now? I don't remember. But still, it's a really famous franchise. Although it's been a while since a new Darkstalkers game, because they're mainly add Darkstalker characters, mainly Morrigan, in like crossover games like Marvel vs. Capcom or stuff like that. So, well, they're really good to have a new Darkstalker games on a modern console. So, we'll see about that. I told you before that I'm not a huge fighting game gamer. But sometimes, especially with old-style games, because I got a bunch of games on the Xbox, for example, and they're not that good. Like, I don't really like Marvel vs. Capcom, or what else do I have? On the PlayStation, remember I have um, a kind of bad game that is that bad that is good, something like that. It's called Wu-Tang. It's interesting, like all a fighting game based on the Wu-Tang Clan characters. That's really cool. The music, it's cool. I'm not a huge rap fan, but in the like in the game, it's really cool. Also using this musician's rapper with martial arts. It's a kind of cool game, especially if playing with friends, of course. And by yourself, it's quite depressing after a while. But I remember it's really violent for the PlayStation game. Like you can dismember bodies, whatever. There's a lot of blood, but it's cool. I played that game, and I bought that game when I was in high school, and I played so much with my friends. And I remember my favorite character was a guy named Deck. It was really cool, really strong, and but I like classic 2D fighting games like Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo, for example. Killer Instinct was a really good game, and always remember really frustrating for me because sometimes I played Killer Instinct with my brother. It was one of the few games we played together. It's a really weird choice. Also because it kept beating me, and it wasn't even trying. I mean, you're just mashing buttons randomly, and it beat the crap out of me. I was really irritated. I just at least tried to be convincing, not just destroying me like it's nothing. I was really annoyed by that. And I remember the Street Fighter Alpha games and others. So I don't mind fighting games. Sometimes they're really good. they're what you need for relax or having a good game timing. You know what I mean? And for this reason, I think the Darkstalkers 3 will be. It's a good choice. I mean, I never played on a Darkstalker games, and I think this could be a good start. It's considered to be the best of the series, so I'm really, really curious about it, and really like some of the characters, of course. So we'll see about that. Really, I'm really sorry about my voice and coughing, but I try to hang on. Just be patient with me, guys. Next one, we have another PlayStation game, and I'm really excited about this. It's Breath of Fire 3. Finally, I bought this game. I played back then. Mess around this. 1988. Because a friend of mine had this game, and the bastard won. I remember that he didn't want to sell the game to me. Selling the game. Just say, I love this game. Can you? I can buy it for you if you want. No, I don't really sell in games. It was my only time playing Breath of Fire 3, and I really fell in love with this game. It's my favorite Breath of Fire game, actually. So it's much, for me, it's better than Breath of Fire 4. So I can't wait to play it by myself this time with no time limits, just playing Breath of Fire. Super excited about this. It's again really glad this time no shit on the box, just your manual instruction. Oh, this is nice. Behind the manual, the instructions there are. Look at this, Mega Man Legends. I really want to play this game again. So cool. I can't wait to play Breath of Fire. The seeds, excellent conditions. Really nice. The only thing that screw up, it's like it's upside down, but whatever. It's good condition. I can't wait to play this. I already talked about Breath of Fire and how much I like this series. Next, we got an Xbox game actually, and when I was looking around the Amazon and saying, but there is like, let's find some interesting game on the Xbox. I always look for like Super Nintendo, but they're really expensive, and the one I really liked how to own are just North American. So. And that's a problem for the Expedition and whatever, or PlayStation, as you can see, I really like my PlayStation, or Game Boy Advance, yes, and I said, well, I own an Xbox, so let's buy a game, once in a while, why not? And for this reason, I try, after I done a little research on the internet, and I found about this game, Jade Empire, and it seems interesting from what I read, and I don't know what to expect. Never heard of this game, almost just read a couple of things in magazines I don't even remember, or on the internet, and from what I understand, it's supposed to be a sort of action martial art RPG. It sounds interesting. We'll see. It's Xbox graphics. It looks like Knights of the Old Republic, but with better graphics, so it looks good. We'll see. Since of course I don't have my Xbox here, it's in Italy like 99% of my games. I just have my DS here and / Game Boy Advance. So it's really annoying that I've got all these amazing games and I cannot play them. It really hurt me. So let's move on. We got now a bunch of movies. And the first one I want to show you guys, it's this one. It's Volcano High. You will probably asking, what the hell is that? Well, this one, it's a South Korean movie. And when I saw it on Amazon, I couldn't resist, because I saw this movie at least 10 years ago or something like that on MTV in Italy, in Italian, a South Korean movie. And when I saw this, I thought, this is really awesome. It's a sort of anime, but in a movie with sort of Matrix special effects. It's a really cool movie. It's nothing serious. It's about like a school kind of a school fighting kind of anime / movie. So, but it's really funny in a way. The main character is pretty cool. I don't even know his name because South Korean have weird names. No offense, of course. Just I'm more used to Japanese names now since I'm reading anime since I was little and reading manga and watching anime. It's like one of my first South Korean movie, but it's really cool. It's so much fun watching it again after all this time. Just because it was really cheap on Amazon, so I'm glad I bought it and watch it again after all these times. Good nostalgic factor. I still remember some scenes when I watch it. Say, oh yeah, I remember that. So it was really nice. I'm glad to bought this game. Next we got Logan's Run, and I never actually watched this movie, and I'm really curious about it. It's supposed to be a cult movie, science fiction, and as I and like I never heard of it actually, so I just got curious when I watched a video of I don't remember if it was Dustin Crease or someone else. It was talking about this movie, and I got curious, so I said, well, let's see what it is. Just by mistake, I bought the American DVD, not the European, but that's not a problem since I got an old laptop, like which has a standard Region 1 DVD player, so no problem there for DVDs. I'm curious about this. It's supposed to be. It's the idea. It's interesting about this future where men could live like until 30 or something, and just write basic plot lines, and we'll see. I'm really curious. It seems from the images over here on the back seems really weird, but also cool. This is kind of cool. What's 1976 sci-fi movie? This is before Star Wars. I'm even more curious now. Next, we got a great classic, a great movie. I couldn't resist. I have to buy this. I don't know why I never bought this before. It's The Fugitive. How can I not have The Fugitive in my collection? It's a great movie. Already watched that back then. Probably on television in Italy. And I had to have this. It's a great movie. There's nothing to say about it. It's a great classic. Great Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. It's amazing as the U.S. Marshal Gerard. Simply amazing. No wonder he won an Academy Award. And it's amazing movie. And I discovered, I didn't know at the time, that it has a sequel. So I watched on the internet and I discovered this movie here, U.S. Marshals, the sequel of The Fugitive. I'm really curious about it since Tommy Lee Jones was so amazing in The Fugitive. It's almost like obvious that he's almost like the main character of the movie, apart from Harrison Ford, is him. Gerard it's an amazing character, this really dedicated U.S. Marshal, and it sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see this movie. I still haven't watched this, but I can't wait. It's a weird DVD box, and I don't know. What year is 1998? 1993, 5 years after. Wow, that's a long run. But can't wait to see U.S. Marshals. And to conclude my Harrison Ford DVDs, of course I have to buy Blade Runner. Believe it or not, I never watched it before recently when I bought this movie, and I couldn't wait before the video. I just have to watch this, and wow, what a movie. It's really good. It's really good, really weird, but also really good movie. It's, I have to say, until like in recent times, it's the weirdest movie I've seen in a while, but also really cool. So I think it's really hard to describe a movie like Blade Runner. You probably have to watch it yourself if you haven't. Doubt it. It's really a classic movie. And Harrison Ford again, it's amazing. But also, don't forget, now I don't remember his name. The villain in the replicant. It's a Dutch actor. Now I don't remember his name, but it's amazing. It's an incredible movie. From many point of view, it's one of the weirdest I've ever seen in a while. But if you haven't, just stop watching this movie. Buy this or rent this movie. It's really a must-see. Next, I bought two Italian DVDs actually because these are two movies from my childhood, and I always wanted to buy the DVDs simply because for two reasons mainly because I wanted the DVD, silly but because I have the VHS for both this, and second because I also wanted to see them in English. And the movies are Quo Vadis and Sister Act. Well, there's nothing I can tell about Sister Act. It's a phenomenal comedy. It's Whoopi Goldberg at its highest. It's an hysterically funny movie. If you haven't watched this movie, do it right now. It's so amazingly funny. Whoopi is simply, like always, fantastic, and you probably know the story already about this renowned, actually, singer who is witness of a murder. So she went to the police, and for keep her safe, they hide her in a convent, and she like lead the choir. It's so funny, all the songs, the other nuns. It's such an incredibly funny movie. It's a great, amazing movie. I mean, I love this one, and I remember I watched it like 20 years ago. It's really old. I haven't seen. Mm, can find a date here. Well, I watched it around like 94 or something, so I'm not sure, but it's like early 90s, at least 95, not later, because there's also a sequel that it's good but not as amazing as this one. This is one of the funniest comedy you've ever seen in your life. If you haven't watched this, but I doubt it's really famous. And what about Quo Vadis? This is a 1951 movie, so it's a pretty old, but you know, it's actually my favorite Roman history movie. Like, I'm studying Roman history now, so it's not. I will not gonna say nothing dramatic, as this movie changed my life, and it's the movie that started my passion for Roman history. It's not like that, but it had a part of that. I mean, I saw this movie for the first time when I was probably the second year of elementary school, so I was 7 years old, something like that. I watched this movie and it blew my mind. I said, "Wow, the Romans were amazing." I mean, and it's so cool. It's for a 1951 movie, like the effects, the the photography, everything. Everything is huge in this movie. There is this massive scenes like legions marching, the Colosseum, the triumph of Marcus Vinicius, um, the fire of Rome. It's all just as big as possible for a 1951 movie. It's simply incredible, and the most incredible thing about this movie is the performance of Peter Ustinov as Emperor Nero. That's simply out of this world. It's really incredible. He's so good, and every time I imagine Nero, even though it's probably not like the one uh, in the movie, but I think of about Peter Ustinov. I mean, oh yeah, Nero probably would be like that. It's Peter Ustinov. He's so good in that movie. It's amazing. Actually, I said before this is my favorite Roman history movie. Yes, it is. I prefer this to The Gladiator or to Ben-Hur or to all of them because he had it really had a big impact on me. Mm, I told you it didn't change my life, but it also contributed to started my passion for Roman history. That is my job now. So, like 1% of the reason why I'm doing Roman history, it's because of Quo Vadis. So, I highly recommend this movie. It's really good, although it's 1951, so it's pretty old-fashioned. But still, if you like classic, give it a shot. It's really interesting. The only problem is it's really long. It's almost 3 hours, but the DVD at least is divided into two parts, so it's no problem. I think everyone should watch Quo Vadis at least once in their life. And finally, the last item, it's a last movie. I really wanted to see this, and it's the Burn Notice movie, the follow bird of Sam Axe, with the amazing, incredible Bruce Campbell. I'm just a huge Bruce Campbell fan, and recently a good friend of mine introduced me to Burn Notice, and I just watched season 1 and 2, so I'm pretty late, especially since in America I read that it's about season 6 or 7, but here in the UK season 2 is brand new, so I'm on time here. And I'm probably gonna buy the other ones, even though they're American. But um, when I received this in the mail, I couldn't resist. I just watched it today, since, and it's really, really nice. It's really funny. It's what you expect from a Burn Notice movie with Bruce Campbell. Like a lot of fun plus action. Mm, I mean, it's not a masterpiece, but it's really good. I really enjoyed this movie. It's funny. Bruce Campbell is awesome as always. The story is interesting in its way. I mean, it's not like a dramatic action movie with spies and everything. And I like the idea that the main character of Burnout is Michael Weston made an appearance at the beginning of the movie. Like, oh, my good buddy Mike, in a bar in Virginia, Maryland, I don't remember now. But if you like Burn Notice, you're gonna love this. It's amazing. And Bruce Campbell is awesome. I love Sam Axe. Of course, it's my favorite character of Burn Notice. I really like Sam, Mike, Fiona, everyone, but Sam for me is the man. It's like amazing. I love him. And this is it for now. As I told you, I'm still waiting for my Final Fantasy 1 and 2 Game Boy Edition, and probably gonna do some more videos now in the future. And again, sorry for my voice. I hope it was not a problem. Also with all the coughing. Hope to see you soon. To see you soon, guys, and take care.